This video is about the throat chakra. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, click the cards right now and you'll be able to watch part 1. Watch that all the way through and then come back and watch this video. With that being said, let's get started. Yeah. Hey superstar, Gavin is here, and this video is going to be part 2 on the throat chakra. The throat chakra is the most important chakra of them all, and like I said in the previous video, because it deals with communication, and communication is the second most important thing in this universe. The number one most important thing in this universe is energy, and then energy, it needs to communicate in order for it to be interpreted. And so when we master our communication and when we master our energy, we will radically change our lives. And in order to master our communication and in order to master our energy, we need to work on neutrality shifting, which is basically shifting into a way of being that has no conflict, no desire, no trying, none of these energies. Is just neutral and natural in having what it is that you want, neutrality shifting. And if you want to find out more about neutrality shifting coaching, you can get an assessment from us on Instagram. Just add us on Instagram, send us a message saying one-on-one coaching. So the chakras are very, very important. And the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar chakra are known as the lower chakras. They mostly deal with the third dimension. And the reason being is because the ego mind, the IQ, has pressed upon us media, teachings from school, ideas and philosophies that have disconnected us from the EQ, the spiritual energy, the emotional intelligence. And so what we want to do is get back to the heart space and begin cultivating our energies in a way where the root chakra is dealing with that of love and light, dealing with that of purity, dealing with that of the heart space. The same with the sacral, the same with the solar plex. So if you're approaching material success, root chakra, from the wrong space, from the wrong energy, where it's just mind, now we're falling back into the illusion, right? When we approach it from love, now we're operating on a higher frequency. With the sacral chakra, if we're approaching sex and sexual energy and the family dynamic from I, instead of EQ, energy Q, or emotional Q, emotional intelligence, and we are cultivating those relationships and seeing ourselves as pure beings, as a king, as a queen, as a high priestess, or whatever it is, when we now connect with that energy and we're not just sharing our bodies with anyone, and we see ourselves as very, very, powerful people, and that we're not to be shared like that, we will begin approaching it again from love energy. And as we approach it from that love energy, rather than the lower energy, which is more of an addictive energy, which is brain energy, when we stop approaching sex in this way, now again, we're raising our vibration. The next chakra is the solar plex chakra, which deals with personal power and confidence. But if it's I confidence, if it's ego-based confidence, then it's the wrong kind of confidence. The real kind of confidence is when you're cultivating a relationship with a higher power and you're allowing the energy to flow through you and building that trust and faith. This is real confidence, all right? Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with ego-based confidence, but it's better to have love-based confidence. And the reason I'm telling you about these lower chakras is because they've been tampered with quite a lot. The heart chakra, we could say, is tampered with, but we kind of have an idea that there's this thing called unconditional love. We kind of understand love when we had our first love or whatever it is. We had those amazing, fantastic, euphoric emotions. A lot of us have experienced that. And so we kind of understand the love thing already. So it's not necessarily that it's tampered with. It's just that a lot of us have been hurt in the past and then we become disconnected from the heart space. And so whilst I believe there's a lot of work to be done around the heart space, I don't think it's as much as the lower chakras dealing with the root, the sacral, and the solar plex chakra. When we work with the lower chakras, the 3 lower chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plex, the heart chakra will begin healing automatically, because now we're operating from a different space. If we're just trying to heal the heart and the lower chakras are still out of harmony with the heart, there's kind of no point. And so that's why we want to deal with the lower chakras and make sure those are completely cleared of the ideas and the things that we are taught. So if you want to heal those, it's just about unlearning and neutralizing the energy, neutrality shifting. It's realizing that we want to not approach these particular energies and frequencies from the ego, but more from the emotion, more from a higher power, more from a pure energy. And so the heart chakras not necessarily getting in the way. It's more of the lower chakras. As you heal the lower chakras, the heart chakra will begin to heal. And I'm not saying that there's not work to be done on the heart chakra, but the lower chakras are better to help heal the heart chakra. The solar plex actually deals with the transmutation of the energies. And so when we get to work with those particular energies, we're able to go ahead and have all the chakras work a lot better. The next chakra above the heart chakra is the throat chakra. Okay, and so when you heal these other chakras, when you speak, or when you're saying that you're going to do something or make something happen, or when you're communicating with something, it's coming from a completely different energy. Why? Because the heart's good, right? The sacral is good. The solar plex is good. The root is good, right? It's all good. And so when you speak now, it's coming from a different space. Let's just say it's like self-confidence, higher power self-confidence, real self-confidence. When you're speaking now, woo! When you speak, people will hear you speak. And when you're communicating with the universe, this is what I'm going after. Woo! It hears you. It understands. You're communicating from neutrality. You see how that works? It's a completely different energy. When it comes to relationships, sacral chakra, when it comes to relationships and building those relationships and the family dynamic and stuff like that, woo, when you speak and you communicate with people, there's less conflict going on, right? And even when you're having sex with someone, there's less conflict, there's more harmony. And you see how that works? There's more healing going on because you're coming from a different space, a different energy. The root chakra, when it comes to material success and your foundation and your purpose and stuff like that, things just seem to work out much better and flow a lot easier because now you're dealing with a different form of energy. You're moving more into the 5D. And so the lower chakras help the throat chakra be more pure, be more of a powerful energy, okay? Be more of a conduit of who you would prefer to be. You see, a lot of us are showing up in a way that, you know, our body language isn't communicating confidence. Our, you know, the way we perceive ourselves, the communication and the way we see ourselves is not that of a high self-esteem and stuff like this. And so when we want to speak to someone or, you know, we're afraid of confrontation, it's really hard because we feel like we have an apple in our throat. There's a big ball in our throat and there's all this stuck energy and congested energy here. The reason why there's a lot of congested energy here is because, again, the heart, the solar plex, the sacral, the root, there's all these other energies that you need to approach from the right space. And when you have this energy flowing and you got this energy cultivating and, you know, flowing good, then you're going to be able to blah, 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 like a lot easier, right? This system that we have is a system. When one part of the system isn't working, the other parts of the system stop working, okay? And that's just the way it is. We want to deal with things in terms of the body and our reality harmonically. Okay, we want to deal with it holistically, right? It's a system. For example, when you have a clogged up gut, I don't want to be too graphic, but when you have, you know, IBS and like, you know, you're getting all this stomach and you're not digesting properly and stuff like that, that's going to affect your brain, okay? Because the gut is like the second brain. It's connected to the brain. And so in the gut, we got things like the neurotransmitters, right? Dopamine, serotonin, etc. A lot of that's made in the gut. And so if we can look at all the nerves that's in the gut, we'll see that there's a lot of connection between the gut and the brain. And so when we have a good gut, we have a good brain. If you've got brain fog, if you've got, you know, fatigue and tiredness, a lot of disease and stuff like this starts in the gut. And so it's important that we cleanse the gut. But what I'm saying here is it's a system. It all works together. When one thing's out of balance, another thing has to compensate for that imbalance, right? And that's why, again, we're going back to neutrality shifting, getting back connected with nature, not overly desiring, and realizing that nature had this harmonious energy, this holistic energy. You know, there is always working on creating balance. Like I said in the previous video, I believe we have this pH balance within the body. And we can be too acidic or we can be too alkaline, right? And what we want to do is become alkaline and create that alkaline balance within our bodies so that our bodies are functioning more harmonious. So we need to realize that when we go drink some coffee or an acidic drink like Coke, now we're going to go into the acidity. And what the body's going to do is going to work on bringing your alkaline levels higher so that you have that balance. And so when we understand this is all about neutralizing the energies, naturally approaching what it is that we want, not through willing and pushing and trying. Whilst that works for some people and they get amazing success, it's not necessarily conducive with all people. Because a lot of people, remember, they're functioning mostly from the ego and there's no spirituality involved. You see? And so when we're in the spiritual, when we're in the spiritual energies, it's like we can't operate on the same template. You know, there's people over here on one template, they're doing this ego-based stuff. They're seeing a lot of success and progress and you want to be like them. And, you know, how did they do that? Blah, blah, blah. Right? They're functioning on the ego base. But when you're spiritual and you're connected to a higher power and you have some sort of belief and stuff like this, it's not necessarily, just all ego-based, right? We want to neutralize the energies. And a lot of these people that are, having the success that they want, for example, Muhammad Ali or Oprah Winfrey or Russell Brunson or Elon Musk or whatever it is, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, these highly successful people. Some of these people have a lot of an imbalance on the financial side, but when we really look at it, what's happening is they have that level of success is because on the inside, it's just normal to be like that, right? It's normal to be a billionaire or a millionaire. They're not trying to do it. It's just who they are. And in fact, if they became a millionaire, they'll be like, I'm broke, right? It wouldn't resonate with them because it's just not normal. Their normal is a billion, right? And so you want to make what you want normal, neutrality shifting. And what I'm proud to offer right now is we're actually offering neutrality shifting coaching. And in order to get this, we are offering a free neutrality shifting assessment where we're going to find out the core of your neutrality with whatever area of life you want to work on. For example, if you want to make more money, we're going to find out what's your normal in terms of money. Your normal might be 50,000 a year, right? And we can change that to whatever you want it to be and make you totally aligned with taking the actions and, cultivating the behaviors in order to go and create that in your life from a very natural space where you're not trying, you're not using willpower. For example, if you wanted to go to the gym, you want to go to the gym 5 days a week, 3 days a week or whatever it is. What if it was just normal for you to do that? You're not trying or willing yourself. You actually, no, that's just what I do. It's just my lifestyle. You're not trying or forcing yourself. Just, no, that's what I do. You can't help but do it. You can't help but not smoke or whatever it is. This is what neutrality shifting is all about. Making everything that you want normal, natural, just like you would be on YouTube right now. You go on YouTube all the time. You go on Instagram all the time in a normal way. You're not trying to go on Instagram. You're not trying to go on YouTube. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to go watch a video. That's what you do in a normal way. And this is what we want to do in other areas of our lives, like money or relationships. Make it normal. So DM us on Instagram. Send us a DM on Instagram saying one-on-one. And that's where you can go ahead and find out more about our coaching and get your assessment done. So go ahead and DM us now. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the third eye and the crown chakra. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, peace.